Hello, hello. It is the DE Diva, aka the Delaware blogger, coming to you with another episode of Podcasting Your Purpose and episode number what? 89. That's right, episode 89. And don't get all discombobulated with the title, Politics and Podcasting, because remember yesterday we talked a little bit about that. And if you are following me along on my YouTube channel, which you need to be, make sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, that you thumbs up my videos, and that you share them with your family, your friends, and your followers, because I previously did an episode on podcasting and politics. And really, it was just a introduction about why podcasting for politicians works. And that's back when Andrew Yang, he still has his podcast. Joe Biden, he'll probably have his podcast. Michelle Obama. But speaking of Joe Biden, how'd you guys sleep last night? How do you feel about yesterday's announcement? Were you glued to the set, your TV? It reminded me of Obama days. It was like, oh my gosh, history in the making. That's right, history in the making. And as soon as the former Vice President Biden announced yesterday in Wilmington, Delaware, yes, I'm from Delaware, I'm not in Wilmington. And if the weather was a little bit better, I would have driven up there. I'm down here further south of Wilmington, but in Wilmington, Delaware, my home state, the DE Diva, aka the Delaware blogger, he announced that he had chosen Senator Kamala, right? Kamala, pronounce her name right, Kamala Harris as his running mate. And guess what? People lost their ever-loving minds. The internet, the news outlets, the rag mags, they began sharing stories, everything from over the top, bizarre stories, back to the birther conspiracy. Remember the birther conspiracy, what they did to Obama? There's President Obama up there on the wall there. That she's not black enough. She's not a woman enough. She's nasty. She's this, she's that, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? Whatever, you're going to decide who you are who you're going to vote for come November 3rd. So that is up to you. I am not here to talk about politics, but I know that this is history in the making. There are people that are going to share your opinions, and there are going to people who disagree with your opinions, and that is fine. So this is why it's a perfect time for you to start a podcast. Leave your legacy with your voice with a podcast, because again, no matter what you say, who you support, this is historical. And I am sure that not only if you're a woman, if you're an African American woman, if you're an immigrant woman, if you are a member of a Divine Nine, you know me, we are supporting her no matter what. You want to make sure that your voice is being heard. Are you proud to be a graduate of an HBCU? I am, DSU, Del State. How about Howard? Howard alum. I know they are over the top. I was listening to a lot of the news outlets yesterday as they not only interviewed the president of Howard, but of course, the president of AKA, who Senator Harris is a member of. And this is such a proud time, not only for, again, women, African-American women, biracial women, immigrant women, HBCU graduate women. And I mean, this is just history in the making. And we are seeing this again, with President Obama, yes, we can. The headline was, yes, we can. So I am, again, so over the top, proud of, what VP Biden has done. I actually have some pictures of him when he came back from DC. I'm going to pull up that blog post. Speaking of blog posts, today's blog post is a recap of my Blog Your Way to a Business Profit. Remember I talked about that? In it is the link to the final episode of season 1, how bloggers can work with brands. So if you're interested in that, head over to dellblogger.com to make sure that not only have you subscribed to the blog, but you are getting those links that's going to take you to my podcast. Now, whatever it is, whatever your political agenda is, whatever it is you want to share, think about starting a podcast. And I want you, again, send an email to me at info@ablakeenterprises.com so that we can get you on the calendar. I'm starting on my calendar for next week, and I already have 2 people on to give them a 30-minute complimentary discovery call so that we can talk about what they want to do. Do they want to build a podcast and or a blog? Because I also teach others how to blog as well. So with the Podcasting Your Purpose workbook, which you receive as part of the 90-minute mini coaching session, you will get this information that will help you start that podcast. Because starting a podcast, again, it is where smart money, big money is going. And now people have the option to start a podcast with little or nothing, just with their phone, their smartphone. You can go out and you can buy a mic. You can get a condenser mic like this. You can get a Yeti mic. You can get all that, but you can actually start your podcast simply with the microphone that's built in to your smartphone. Just download the Anchor FM app and you can get started today. So, again, send an email to me, info@ablakeenterprises.com, so that we can talk about your title, your description, your intro, your outro, audience, things like that. Get the basics and then sign up for the 90-minute mini coaching session where you will not only get 90 minutes, which we break into 3 30-minute sessions, which are recorded so that you have them. I give you checklists and printables. You also get the Podcasting Your Purpose workbook, which is also available on Amazon.com for $15.99. And if you want, you can get the book bundle, which includes the basic blogging tips for beginners, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But in the Podcasting Your Purpose workbook, I talk about the power of podcasting. Again, the Obamas were going to start their podcast. Michelle beat Barack to it, but they're already started. And a lot of politicians are starting podcasts as well. So this is a great time. I mean, the playing field has been leveled. You don't have to be, someone that has 1 million followers, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You just have to have a voice and a vision and a mission. What is it that you want to share with others? Again, think about those that came up in the generation before you or the generation after you. Imagine this day, how they feel, how they felt about having the first African-American president. Now, how would they feel about having not only that first African-American vice president, but first African-American female African-American VP. So those things are great to talk about as well. The power of podcasting. Again, it is so easy and convenient to consume. You can create a podcast at home. You don't have to get dressed up. You don't have to put on makeup. You don't have to do your hair. You don't have to do any of that. And people can listen to it whenever they want. They can consume the content wherever, whenever. And you know what? We like to have control. We don't care if you're broadcasting on a Wednesday at 1, which, by the way, is when Blog Your Way to a Business Profit is Wednesdays at 1. But they can pull it up on a Thursday at 2, a Saturday at 3, a Sunday at 4, whatever the case may be. So you are creating content that is consumed while people are walking their dog, working out, vegging out, gardening. I mean, the weather has been kind of yucky here lately, but still people are still out building, decks and things like that. So you can listen to your podcast while you're grilling and chilling. So that is another great reason why you should start a podcast. And you know what? It's no longer a fad. It's no longer the future. It's here and it's now. And people are doing some phenomenal topics. It doesn't even have to be politics. It could be anything that you are passionate about, because again, this is something that you're going to be doing on a weekly, monthly, and yearly, annually basis. So you want to make sure that the topic that you choose is one that you can talk about every day, all day long. I try to say, hey, think about if you went into a library or into a bookstore, what section of the library or what section of the bookstore would you want to sit in? Gardening, drama, true crime, psychology, medical, entertainment, inspiration, religious, whatever the case may be. Trust and believe that there are followers and people that are interested in your topic. So this is a fantastic time to leave your legacy in the cloud. So way after you've gone on through the clouds, people will be able to pull down that content. Now, schools are not opening up like they were. Is there content that you can create that will supplement or enhance the education of our kids, whether it's K through 12 or college level? Create a podcast as part of a curriculum and then share that with the various school districts. So if you have something that you can share, even foreign languages, OMGs, I talked about that previously on a YouTube video as well. Again, if you are following along, you remember that video. But if you can speak a foreign language, having a foreign language podcast will complement and supplement the educations of our students. So that is another great reason why you want to start a podcast. You can start it from anywhere. You have total control. And the great thing about having total control, you don't have to worry about the powers to be shutting it down, i.e. Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook or Instagram, TikTok, things like that can just go away. They can shut it down. And then if you have content there, it's going to be gone. But if you have a podcast and it's being hosted like with EC Podcast Media, or even Anchor, or there's always reasons things can go down. But if you are saving those episodes, those MP3 episodes on your laptop, you will have them forever. And speaking of having them forever, you can repurpose that content into a blog to expand and broaden your brand online. And that's what I talk about, not only in this book, Podcasting Your Purpose, but also in the mini coaching sessions. So when we talk about planning a podcast, I want you to think about three things: your vision, your message, and your brand. How do you want to be seen online? How do you want people to hear you? What is it that you want to talk about? What is it that you want to share? Because if you're listening to other podcasts and you say, I want to be like them, then that's not why you want to start your own podcast. Remember, you want to do you, boo-boo, only you. You have to podcast your personality. So whatever this day, this time means to you, again, if you are a member of the Divine Nine, shout out to all my sorors of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, and also to all the members of AKA Delta Sigma Theta Zeta. All you guys, this is a great time for us. We should shine. We should support. We should be there for one another, because you know what? The deck has been stacked against us forever, and it's time for us to get together, to share, to grow, to be better than what people think we are. No, we're not nasty. No, we're not pushy. No, we're not over the top. We are survivors. We're all survivors. So again, starting a podcast, if you're ready to start that podcast, send an email to me at info@ablakeenterprises.com. Get on that calendar for that 30-minute complimentary discovery call, or sign up for that 90-minute mini coaching session so that we can get you started, so that you can share your voice, your vision, and your mission. And you know what? You may literally change someone's life. So again, I am Antoinette Blake, the DE Diva, aka the Delaware blogger. And if you're interested in learning more about blogging, head over to delblogger.com. If you want the book bundle, and trust and believe, I've been mailing these out, and the post office has been driving me crazy, but that's another story for a different day. But if you're interested in the book bundle, the Podcasting Your Purpose workbook, and the basic blogging tips for beginners. That's $26 free shipping, but you can order, separately. Go on Amazon for this, or if you go to Dell Blogger, you can also go to the publishing company for that. So again, politics and podcasting, what this means to you. Share your voice, your vision, and your mission with others. And I guarantee that you'll find so many people that are out there listening, learning, and wanting even more from you. So until the next time, stay smart, stay safe, and stay social, still from a distance, mask up, and I will see you tomorrow for episode number 90. I'm so super excited. Have a beautifully blessed, thankful Thursday. See ya.